this quick view is to go through an overview of our platform. The idea is that when you log into the platform, you find this what we call situation room, and you can have a quick overview of what is happening with your app and associated to a specific tactic. Tactic is a concept that we're going to go through in a couple of minutes, but the idea is that you can see everything that is happening regarding performance, all the spend, CPI, and the most important metrics for your campaigns. So you can have this information here, and then you can also get a quick view of the new insights that we are having for this specific app on the last days. So in this case, we have an insight related to a performance KPI, and also we have an alarm related to the evolution of the CPI. Okay, so you can go here if you can see if you have more alarms or insights new in this carousel. And the idea is that here you can find also the activities related to your account and which is the user that has been doing this activity. Okay, you can also label the activities, and you can add from here a new activity if you want, selecting the date that the activity happened, the category, and then a brief description of what you want to record from the activity. And you can add that activity and it will be reflected here. Also, here at the beginning of the situation room, you will have the last activity here. And you will also have access to view all the activities on this section here, or to add a new activity too. Here you can use the filters, but by default you have last 7 days and all the categories together. In this case, you have here a description of the tactic that is involving here 2 countries, 6 different media sources, and all the campaigns involved regarding these countries and media sources. Okay, so from this situation room you can go to the dashboard section. All right, so now that we are on the dashboard section, we can see here that we have different tabs where we collect different kind of data. In this first tab, we have the performance overview, and the idea is that here you can have a quick overview of what is happening with the performance of your campaigns. Here we have the CPA cohorted by the different media sources you could be running, and this is contrasted through with the spend you have every day. Also, you can see this by week if you want. But the idea here is that you can have a quick overview of this performance through the different media sources. And you can adjust your budget pretty easily if you know that one of your media sources is out of your target. Here we are using an event to calculate the CPA. In this case, it's the add to cart. And the cohort we have selected in this case is the 14 days cohorts. And well, we are seeing data for all countries, all media sources, and all campaigns, but that is something we can filter from here if we want. Then we have this other tab that shows us the performance detail. So going deep down to the other performance metric you can monitor for your user acquisition campaigns, we have here some other graph also related to the evolution of the CPI. You can have here the check for how much you're spending. You can open this and see what is happening on the different countries you're running with. We have a widget to monitor the evolution of installs and the CPI closed by all the media sources all together. Here is a table where you can also have different dimensions. Here you can find if you want to open by day, then by country, then by media source. I'm going to do here a change so you can see the possibilities you have. You can open first by country, then by media source, and finally by day or week. And you're going to open up here So you have first the country, then the different media sources you are running, and finally you will have the different dates. Or we can change, and instead of day, we can have weeks. Here you can see all the information I was showing you, and you can have this download it to your computer if you want, and you can download it as a table, as an Excel file. So the idea here is that if you need something to report, something different than you have here, you can use this. And also you have this as a graph. So you can compare two different metrics on our pivot graph, and you can monitor how installs evolve regarding, let's say, the total, events, or it could be total spend too. So how events evolve related to installs. So you can see that they have the same peaks here and the same downs here, and also installs could be contrasted to any of these metric. You can choose total spend, and you can see how the spend and installs relate. Okay, so the idea is that with all these you have a quick overview of the performance of your campaigns. Okay, so now regarding creative analytics, we have here a chart where you can see all the performance metric related to the different creatives you are running through all the media source. And here you can have a preview. So when you're looking at the performance of a specific creative and you see the metrics related to that, you can also see the preview of that ad to have an idea of which ad you are referring to. And here you have some other widgets to give support to your performance analysis, as this one that can order the best performing creatives, and you can order them by CPI. You can also use conversion rate and CTR in order to see which are your best performance creatives. So the idea from this section is that you can also download this chart in case you need it. And you can have, well, all the ads to be compared and compare between them. And well, you can download this as a table, or you can download this as a file to do a presentation or whatever you need. Regarding the funnel metrics, what we have here is information related to how your users behave inside your app. So in this case, the first thing we are seeing is the install to event time. So this is a histogram where you can have a different cohort of 7 days or 14 days, and you can understand which of the events happened during the first day or the first 7 days from when the user made the install, and how much it takes the user to do the target event. In this case, we have filter in the filter section, okay? So here you can stand up on this column and you can see that 84% of the events are happening on the first day. This helps a lot when you have to construct engagement campaigns and you need to know how to create the audiences to reach the people you want to reach. Related to this, we also have this funnel event that helps you understand how the users flow through the different parts of your app. So here from the install, then you can select different target events to understand how the users are behaving. So first we are going to select here the view product description after you make the install. And then you can say, okay, so I want to see how the user proceed to the checkout, and then how they did an add to cart, and then an order place. So what I can see here is how users are going through each step of the funnel, and also I can have this information opened by the different media sources. And here with this chart, you can see that metrics also to give you more support on what you're seeing from your users' behavior. So this is an example of the widgets we have for funnel. Then on our user manual, you can have much more for all of the different situations I've shown you. So you have more widgets to find better performance metric. You have more graphs and tables to see your funnel metrics and your creative analytics. And now go into the insights section. What we are trying to do with our tool is to show you that we do not just store information to show it to you. We are also working with that information in order to gather insights from that information. So you can have different actions that you can take on your campaigns in order to increase performance. So in this case, we are looking at certain insights that were for this specific app. In this case, we have the same ones that we were seeing when we were on the situation room when we first opened the app. So what we are showing here is specifically an analysis we have made based on the information we have for this certain campaign and for the event add to cart in this case. So we found a spend level that has a better CPA than your current base. So in this case, what we are trying to show you is that you can have the CPA of $1 whenever you are investing $900 a day. So the idea here is that you can still grow your investment on this specific media, so you can have more events and anyway keep your CPAs and don't overspend. And the idea in this case is that we are recommending to increase the budget on the source. All right, so in this case, we have run an analysis in order to predict how many events you will have at the different spend levels for the total budget on your app. So in this case, we are finding that you can have at higher spend level, lower expected CPAs. So we are recommending to increase the budget to gain better volume from your campaigns and to keep performance. So the idea here is that you will not lose performance, but you will gain more volume. And also what we are launching recently is this feature called Tactics. So what we are doing here is to have a record of specific parameters that surround something that you're working on. So in this case, I've created a tactic for a specific time frame that will be the second quarter in a specific country. In this case, it's Argentina. So this tactic is covering all the Argentina information for the second quarter for all medias. The objective here is user acquisition. Here you have the key event, when it starts and when it ends. And when you open this specific tactic, you can pre-filter everything related to it. So it's much easier for you to go to the dashboard and see information for that specific tactic directly, okay? So now when you're coming here to the dashboard, you can see all the information related to the tactic that I've selected here. You can have different tactics for different campaigns, for different media sources, and also for different countries. And you can also filter different time frames. You can edit your current tactics, you can delete them if you don't want them, and you can add a new tactic, given all the information we have here on this form that I've shown you before on the example. So the idea is that these tactics are also shared between the different users of an app. So if someone on your team is going on a holiday and someone has to cover what he's been doing lately, they can know specifically which are the tactics they are following and also which are the activities they were taking on the specific campaigns, because you will have all the last activity here, and also the information of who did the activities that you are referring to. As in this case that we were seeing the all data here, and you can see in this case, of course, you can see the insights, and then you can see the different activities that have been recorded in this app. Okay, so well, this was a quick view of our platform, but if you need anything else, please contact us and we will be happy to do a custom demo for you.